Friday, July 3, 2015. This is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and this is my 1983 Mercedes 240 diesel. I'm not going to be doing a lot tonight. Most of the past 2 weeks just kind of got away from me. But I'm back to working on the car. Going to be doing a little bit of work tonight and then picking this video up tomorrow. What I'm doing is actually removing the transmission so I can put a new clutch in this car. Tonight I'm going to be disconnecting the shift linkage and may not do any more than that. But let me just crawl under the car and I'll show you what I'm working with. Okay, so here I am. I'm under the car. And here's the drive shaft tunnel. And you can see the shift linkage here going towards the transmission. Let me see if I can get a little bit better light in there to show you. So basically I'm going to be disconnecting these shift rods from the transmission. Now, I don't have a diagram with which to guide me when I put this all back together, so before I do anything, I'm going to clean things up a bit. I'm going to make some paint marks so I know which rod goes to which lever on the transmission, and then I'm going to disconnect them. Okay, this is where I left off last night. As you can see, I have color-coded each of the shift rods to the shift levers. Just used 3 paints I had lying around, red, gray, and green. And I've marked the rods on the shifter end and on the transmission end. And obviously I've also marked the levers on the transmission with the corresponding colors. This way, once I disconnect the levers from the transmission, I know where each of them go once I put everything back together. It looks like it might actually be reasonably obvious, but I don't want to take it all apart and then find out I can't figure exactly how to put this together. Like I said, I don't really have a handy diagram for this, so this will tell me where things go. So the other thing I did yesterday evening was I actually pulled the clips holding the shift rods to the transmission, so I can really just push those out by hand now. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to drain the transmission. Now here's the drain plug here. First I have to find my drain plug socket set and make sure I can loosen both the fill and the drain plugs. Once it's drained, I can disconnect the speedometer cable and then this exhaust bracket right here. Once that's disconnected, I can support the transmission, and then I think the next thing would be the slave cylinder. And then I unbolt the cross member here and then unbolt the transmission from the engine and get it out of the car. So I'm going to get to work and I will update you later in the day. Alright, I'm at my stopping point for the weekend, and let me show you what I've done. First, I did finally get the starter out, and I've done starter replacements before on other cars, and never before have I had such a hard time as I had with this car. So, let me get under the car and show you what else I've done. As you can see through here, that's where the starter mounts through the engine and bolts to the engine and transmission. Up here you see the slave cylinder. I've unbolted that from the transmission, and that's out of the way now. I did want to remove it entirely, but the hydraulic line is stuck to it, and I figure once I have the transmission out, I will deal with that separately. I have disconnected the speedometer cable, and I have that tucked out of the way there. What else? I finished disconnecting the shift linkage, and I have loosened all the engine to transmission bolts, although I haven't pulled them out yet. So the next time I'm out here, pretty much all I have to do is get my transmission jack under here, pull the engine to transmission bolts, then unbolt the cross member there, and remove the transmission. There's really nothing else to it. But I'm out of time for today, so I'll leave that for tomorrow. But anyhow, I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to cut this off. And like I said, with the next video, I'll be removing the transmission and then getting to clutch replacement. So this is Mercedes Diesel Guy. Thanks for watching.